Hey, hey. How y'all doing out there? Yep, it's me again. Shahida Ice Cream. And just like I said, I was going to come back with another video on how to reclaim yourself when you're in a domestic violence situation. Okay? And this was written by Rose Said, SAAD, July 3rd, 2019. So, it stated that the impact of the abuse is subtle and that it takes time to recognize that the abuse has changed. It has changed who you are as a person. But yet some of these changes are obvious to others. So I will list how to tell that you have been transformed and how to reclaim yourself. And you may recognize that something is missing and sense that something about you has changed. You might not like the person you have become, but however, you are not aware of your loss. So you may recognize that your thinking process is altered, yet you might not be aware of changes to your self-esteem. So the signs and symptoms that you have transformed. If you experience any of these signs, you most likely have been transformed. You know something is wrong, but you can't figure it out. You isolate yourself because you feel embarrassed about yourself. You accept his excuses for his actions. You accept responsibility for his actions and take the blame. See, you accept the responsibility for his actions, and at the same time, you take the blame. You deny that any abuse is happening. You don't trust yourself to make decisions, and you rely on your abuser to do all the thinking. You live in shame and humiliation. You believe that you are the problem. You second guess yourself. You feel confused and disoriented about his behavior. And you're unsure about your recollections of events at home. You are consumed by thoughts about the abuse and how to stop it. You feel that you are losing your mind. You fear consumes your day-to-day activities. You just stay fearful every day. You don't know when he's coming home if he's going to get started or not. You're walking around on eggshells. Then when he comes home, you're nervous. You don't know what to say that's going to set him off. You don't know if the food is cooked right or even if you cooked what he wants. Is the food being cooked on time? Is the house clean enough for his expectations? They got to keep the kids quiet because he's home. So, you feel powerless to change the situation. You are easily anxious and irritable. You are afraid to voice your opinion, and you feel emotionally fatigued and physically drained. You feel emotionally numb, and you lack interest in activities that you once loved. So as a result of these signs and symptoms, your self-esteem is profoundly damaged. To put it another way, it is almost like a death of self. It's like your whole soul is dying, you just don't know. You're just in a mind of confusion. This state of mind can lead to feeling of hopelessness and make you believe that you don't have the power to get help. At this point, you just feel like you're the only one that's going through this. You don't want to tell anyone because you're ashamed. And so the good news is that there's always hope for change. So reclaiming yourself, awareness that the abuse has changed you is the first step to recovery. Again, awareness that the abuse has changed you is the first step to recovery. Okay? Reclaiming yourself can be difficult, and it will take time and effort to do it. So here are some of the actions that you might have to take to reclaim who you were before the abuse. You must remove yourself from the abusive environment. Seek professional help. Pray and meditate to strengthen your spiritual self. Be kind, patient, compassionate, and empathetic toward yourself. Forgive yourself. Tell your story in a safe place. It is your truth, and it would help to set you free. That's why it's good to attend support groups, because there are other women there that are going through the same thing. And it can be a safe place for you there to tell your story and to feel better about yourself and to seek other help that you may need. And to also let you know that no, you are not alone. There are many women as well as men that are going through the same thing. Celebrate your survival, especially if you were able to break free. Oh, yes. Once you break free, don't look back. That's the greatest thing you could have done if you survived that abusive situation. Don't get in another one and don't look back. Love yourself by engaging in activities to promote wellness, like exercising, eating right, and finding time to relax. Reconnect with people who love and care about you. Join a community of support to meet your physical and emotional needs. Attend a support group with people who have experienced domestic abuse. Engage in activities you enjoy or consider new activities. Set healthy boundaries. Regain your voice by telling others what you need and want. Combat your negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Take responsibilities for your actions and let go of things that you cannot control. You hear that? Take responsibilities for your own actions and let go of things that you cannot control. Focus on your strengths. Volunteer to help others, survivors of abuse. And that's one thing that I did. Once I got out of my abusive situation, I volunteered for the domestic abuse organization. And then later on, I was hired as a criminal court advocate / counselor. Then I went on to become a hotline volunteer coordinator. So if you're able to get out of your abusive situation, then volunteer to help others to become survivors. There's so many things that you can do to volunteer. You can donate money because it is a nonprofit organization. You can donate money. You can donate clothing and food to the shelters. You can volunteer your time on the hotline. You can volunteer time as being a support person and going into the courts with the women when they go to file for criminal court and protection orders. So there's so many things that you can do to show the appreciation and to help others so that they may be free of this situation at the end with the domestic abuse. So grieve and then let go of your sense of loss. So you're going to grieve for a time. There's no set time, but you don't want to grieve forever because it's not going to do you any good. You grieve for a little time, you get over the loss, you move on, and then let this be a stepping stone into something better. And always remember to look at the signs when you're in a relationship. Look at the signs that this person may be an abuser, mentally, physically, or both, financially. Are they trying to control you? Are they trying to control who you see, where you go? So just be aware of these things. So if you can get out an abusive situation, so you won't have to always fall for these same lines from your partners. Learn, be strong, and don't wait around. Well, he only did it just one time. He only hit me this one time. He had a bad day at work, and you know it wasn't his fault. I'll forgive him. He came home today. He brought me some flowers. He took me out to dinner. So I know he's sorry for what he did. Okay, but then now, tonight is here. I don't know what I did to him to upset him, but now he's giving me the evil look and he's hollering at the kids and everything's just getting the ooh, I don't know what to say. I'm just going to sleep in the room with the kids because he's starting up again. And again and again and again. And he's not going to stop unless he seeks help, unless he seeks some type of counseling. So you can also make a journey about your transformational journey so you can overcome any difficulty. So as you journey through the stages of regaining the person you were before the abuse, remind yourself that you are strong and can overcome any difficulty. Surviving abuse is evidence that you have the power to find yourself again. And I'll read it again. Surviving abuse is evidence that you have the power to find yourself again. I know I sure did. And it took me a while, but I did it. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to your faith. Embrace God's love because it has the power to set you free. Yes. God's love has the power to set you free. Not man, but your God. The abuse was never a part of God's plan for your life. So move forward and be the wonderful person that God wants you to be. So, with that being said, once again, I hope that if you or anyone out there that you know of, that's maybe a close friend or a family member, what have you, that you feel as though it's a domestic violence situation or if because they're mentally, physically abused or whatever, be a support system to them. Just be there for them and let them know that they are not alone and that there is help out there for them. You can gear them towards counseling. You can gear them towards the domestic violence center. You can gear them towards the domestic 24-hour hotline and just be there for them because they're going to have to first recognize that they are in an abusive situation, whether it be mentally, physically, or both. And in those cases, the physical abuse, it heals, but the mental abuse never goes away. So many women and some men are being killed. There's so many homicides. As I'm doing this video right now, I just heard on the news about another domestic violence situation where the young lady was killed by her abuser. So this is not going to go away. It's going to go away. This is not something that's going to go away. It's been happening for quite some time, so many years. And when I got out of my situation, I did it on my own. I didn't go to domestic abuse. I didn't know anything about a domestic abuse organization or hotline numbers. I would call the police, but unfortunately, my abuser at that time, his brother was a police officer. So whenever I would call the police, they would send him, his brother. His brother would call him aside, have him just take a walk, and he would come back later on. Before you know it, it would start over again. So, I'm not going to tell the whole stories about it all now, but I just want you to know that there is help out there for you and anybody that you may know that is going through this. I would also like you to share some of these videos that are on domestic abuse to anyone out there that you think may be going through this situation. They may not be in a physical abusive situation at this point. It may be just verbal, but trust, if the verbal abuse continues on and on and on, it can cause stress. It can cause so many things that you just can't function. You're going to stay on pins and needles. You're never going to know what to say or do to make this person happy. You never know what to say or do that may make this person mad. So you just gotta think about, you gotta figure out what it is you want for you. You gotta know that you are better than this and that you don't deserve this treatment. And if you have children in the home, it's not good for the children, believe me. It's not good for the children. And no matter what you try to keep it away from the children, hide it from the children, they're going to know what's going on. They're going to know mommy and daddy are not acting right. They're going to hear the fussing and fighting in the middle of the night when they're trying to go to sleep. Sometimes the children, the son will jump in the middle to try to help his mother, and the son gets knocked aside by the abuser. Then the mother is trying to help the son, so everybody's in there fighting, and somebody's going to get hurt sooner or later. So you just got to know that you're better than this. You don't deserve this. No one deserves to be abused. So I guess I'll just say until I come up with another video, once again, please, 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 stay covered up. Your nose, your mouth, your throat, and if possible, your eyes. Get a visor. Cover up your eyes. Wear them gloves. Again, I have the problem with my gloves before I can get to where I'm going. They have holes in them already, so I just carry a couple pairs with me. So that was something about just carry a couple pairs with you. One pair, then just put on another pair. Carry extra mask. Sometimes they get kind of sweaty and you want to change it. Carry your hand sanitizer. You know, we just got to live in a bubble for a while, but if it keeps you safe, why not? Why not? And one other thing, vote, 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 vote. We got to vote for the right person. If we want a better world, anything is better than this. So we gotta vote, 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 and vote for the right person. Not for the left, but vote for the right. And I hope you know who that is, baby, baby, baby. B. So until the next time, won't you like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you will be notified of the next video. And don't forget, as Chillin' with Walt said, share. Peace and love.